So good morning. It is Wednesday, February the 10th. It is the Wednesday before Valentine's Day, so we're going to talk about some Valentine's Day blends. I hesitate to call them love potions of any kind, but you know, how you use them is up to you. Just keep your ethics intact. It's cold as all beans up here right now. I think we're looking at a high of like, I don't know, -70 or something today. It's really flipping cold out there. I've got a friend helping me in here today. His name's Matt.
Hi.
Matt actually is pushing the camera button so that I don't have to jump up and down and look silly running in front of the camera. So we're going to make 3 products today real quick. Just going to kind of pow, 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 go right through them. And I remembered my charity today, so I've got my charity written down over here, so I remember to tell you about it. I'm up to 10 hours, I think, of community service, so I'm moving along on my little path. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make, we're going to do, come here you, we're going to make a room and linen mist, okay? So when you do mists, you don't have to get real fancy with your packaging. You can, but you don't have to. I'm actually just going to do one of these in front of you. I'll do the rest of them later. I actually go to a particular large chain store that sounds like Schmall Schmart, and I get these little containers. They're little sprayers. They've got caps on them. They're real nice. These are little 2-ounce sprayers. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your oils for this one, and you want to move kind of fast because sometimes your oils will like melt plastics and things. So I'm going to get the oils in, and then I'm going to quick pour the water in. And typically, if you use like a distilled water, you could do that, or you could do like a water and sometimes like an Everclear blend, or a water and witch hazel blend, or you just do straight up witch hazel, but witch hazel has its own scent. So this is going to be like a room and linen mist, and what we're going to do is we're going to use 15 drops of sandalwood. So let's count them out, hey? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and one special to grow on apparently. And then we're going to add in 4 drops of Jasmine Absolute, which is not cheap. Absolutes are not cheap, and they are thick, so they take a while. So we want 4 drops of this. So here we go. 1, 2. Oh, this is not too bad. 4. Okay. So we've got our 4 drops in there. And the way you would use this is you would use this to spray on like your sheets or blankets, your pillowcases. You would use it to spray in a room. And these oils that we're using for all these products today, and these herbs that we're using, are all herbs that help kind of stimulate emotions and passions and feelings. And they're perfect for Valentine's Day. You don't want to fill all the way to the top because you have to leave room for your little guy, and you also have to have a little bit of room to shake. And you'll notice, I don't know if you can see it in there or not, but you'll notice that there's like little globules of oil in there. That's the jasmine that you're seeing. Just make sure you shake it before you spray it. There. You want to smell? You can't smell. Sorry. I know. I'll put the smart butt back on the shelf. I'll be nice for the videos. So that's the linen spray. That's 15 drops of sandalwood, 4 drops of Jasmine Absolute, and then 2 to 4 ounces of water, depending on the size of your container. Just top it off. The second thing we're going to make is we're going to make what I'm going to call I Love Tea. And this is also, like I said, the herbs that are going to be used in here are good for stimulating emotions and passions and such. So I'm going to start with just a basic black tea. This is a China black tea as opposed to an Indian black tea. So I do parts when I do things like this. So I'm going to do 4 parts. I'm counting this as 2. So 4 parts of tea. Okay? Doesn't matter what size your part is, you're just going by part. Black tea. We're going to do 2 parts of orange peel, dried orange peel. And remember, this is considered a part here. And I'm going to go through afterwards, and I'm going to break these orange peels up because they're big, whopping orange peels. Nobody wants to drink that. And then we do 1 part of cardamom pods. I prefer pods over seeds. I don't know why, I just do. Okay. And then if you have like chopped nutmeg, use that. If not, use your powdered. Use 1 part of chopped nutmeg. Use maybe half a part of powdered. It's actually a very pretty tea. It smells really nice. You want to be maybe a little bit lighter on that nutmeg because that nutmeg can be awfully overpowering, which is why you want to try and use like pieced nutmeg rather than ground nutmeg, because then you're going to end up with all nutmeg smell. But it's a very pretty tea. Okay? And this, because this one has caffeine in it, you know, I wouldn't recommend drinking it right before you decide you want to go to sleep, but you can drink it before going to bed. Last one we're going to make is a, this is a skin oil with essential oil base. So what we're going to use for this one is we're going to use almond oil as our carrier because, again, as I've said before with essential oils, you don't want to put essential oils directly on the skin. You want to use a carrier. This is a 4-ounce bottle. So this is per 4 ounces, okay? So we're going to start with some form of an orange oil. I have seen orange blossom, sweet orange. I'm going to use tangerine because I like the smell of tangerine. And we're going to do 16 drops of tangerine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do not, like I've probably mentioned before, if you're using droppers, do not cross-contaminate your droppers. You don't want to do that. Now this is Lang Lang oil. We just want 3 drops. It's a little bit thicker. 1, 2, 3. And what the Lang Lang will do is it'll give you almost like a vanilla edge to what you're doing here. And then we want 5 drops of eucalyptus. And this is kind of to wake up the senses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright? We're going to top that off with a little bit of almond oil. A bit of almond oil. We're going to pour it all over our counter and all over our cloth and all over our recipe, because if you don't make a mess, you're not doing it right. Oh, come on, I'm not doing enough of it right. There's not enough mess here yet. There we go, almost there. I could have just done this with a funnel, I guess. Might have been easier. Again, with these, don't take it all the way up to the top. You know, leave yourself a little bit of breathing room in there. And then you just want to kind of blend it up, and you'll want to blend it up again before you use it. And this will be safe to put directly on the skin, pretty much anywhere on the skin. And this is just a nice little, nice skin oil with awakening essential oils in it. So those are some kind of ideas that you can make for the people in your life that you care about a lot for Valentine's Day. This is kind of about a Valentine's Day themed thing. Okay, so I want to talk today about today's charity. So today's charity is actually based off of the site called GoFundMe. And GoFundMe is it's like Kickstarter. GoFundMe is a site that allows you to put out what your request is and people can send money. I used GoFundMe to open the shop here. And on GoFundMe, I put out a dollar amount that was my goal, and I actually put a list of items that I needed for the shop as well. And what happens is people can then come on and they can donate money to you, and it keeps track of that. Unlike Kickstarter, which is designed for specific projects, and also unlike Kickstarter that requires that you reach your goal or you get nothing, GoFundMe will give you your money whether you hit your goal or not. Of course they take a cut. It's a company. Of course they do. But that's what GoFundMe does. Now, on GoFundMe, you go and look at a page that says Team, T-E-A-M, Dana, D-A-N-A, Crumpton, C-R-U-M-P-T-O-N. So that's gofundme.com/Team Dana Crumpton. Dana is a guy here in Madison, here locally. He's a good acquaintance of mine. I've known him for several years, but he is someone who's a really big activist for his community, his gay community, and for the people around him. He is a very caring and very big-hearted man. He takes care of everyone that comes across his path. He does all kinds of charity things. I've done polar plunges with him before, so he's willing to jump into freezing, frigid Wisconsin water in February for Special Olympics. He does the AIDS ride every year. He's just an all-around good guy, and he's an amazing man. Dana has stage 4 colon cancer, and it has developed in his lungs as well. He's started chemo, and chemo's treating him a little rough, but they want to help defray some of his medical costs. And I know we hear this all the time. People get illnesses, and insurance doesn't cover what they've got, or it covers some of it, but they're still left with these massive bills. And this is kind of the case. Dana and his partner Ron, they need a little bit of help with this. You know, there's a lot of costs that come in with chemo, and there's a lot of costs that come in with taking chemo that we don't think about, like, you know, the kind of foods that you're finally capable of eating when you feel like eating. Blankets because you're cold all the time because chemo just wrecks your system. Sick days that you may or may not have pay for because you just don't feel like getting up that day and dealing. And he's also got a stepdaughter, Ron's daughter, and she has started a Facebook page to kind of keep track of what's going on with him too, and you can find that as well at, I believe it's Team Dana Crumpton. So I would like to encourage you, this is one of those that's actually one that I'm very personally familiar with. Go to GoFundMe, find Team Crumpton, donate $5, just help out a little bit. This guy could use it. As much help as he gives everyone, man, if he doesn't deserve it, I don't know who does. So that's my, you know, go help someone out for the day. Go Team Dana, hang in there, Dana. You know, everybody's pulling for you, even those of us who don't see you that much. I hope you guys all have a great week. I'll see you next Wednesday. Stay warm. And happy Valentine's Day. Bye.